In this video, we'll walk through the process of setting up your workstation with Unity 3D. Our objectives will be to download Unity 3D, install it, configure it, launch it, and set up our account so we're ready to start developing games. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open our web browsers and direct it to the Unity 3D website, which is at unity3d.com. This will bring up the home page for Unity. We'll use this site from time to time to access various resources and get in touch with the Unity community. They have some great learning materials under the Learn tab here. But for now, we're going to use it to get Unity. So over here in the top right, there is a Get Unity option. Go ahead and select that. This will bring up the page that talks about how to get Unity and the different Unity plans and costs. In this course, the personal or free version of Unity will be more than sufficient for learning and developing hobbyist or indie type games. Down the road, if you use Unity commercially, you may need to upgrade to a plan that actually costs money. Now, if we go down and actually choose to try Unity, that's going to download the latest version of Unity. However, for this course, I want to make sure everyone uses the same version of Unity so we'll all be in sync with my lessons and with each other. So scroll down on this page all the way to the bottom where it says resources and it says older versions of Unity. Go ahead and click on that. This will bring up the Unity download archive page. You can also get here directly, of course, by searching in Google. If you just search for Unity download archive, the top search option is likely going to be the Unity download archive. If you select that, it will bring you back to that very same page. Now on this page, if you scroll down, you can see that we've got various versions of Unity all the way back to Unity 3.x. So, you can go back and bring down previous versions of Unity. If for any reason you want to go back and open up an old project that was built in that version. Unity actually updates Unity every few weeks. So you can see under Unity 2018.x, there's a new version every couple weeks. So it's pretty insane to keep up to date with Unity as they push out updates to the engine. So that's why we're all going to download the same version and work off the same version. If you want to use a newer version, proceed at your own risk. There may be things in the examples that I show that don't work, or there may be changes in the interface that you can work around. And that sort of thing. So I do recommend that we all work on the same version of Unity down the road. When you start building your own project, you can always update to the latest version. So for this course, definitely check the course website for what version of Unity we're currently using. For purposes of example in this video, I'm going to just pick Unity 2018.2.5 and go ahead and download that, but check the course website because we may actually be using a newer version or a different version of Unity by the time you watch this video. So under the version of Unity that I'm picking, I'm going to go to the download option for the platform that I'm on, which happens to be Windows, and I'll click the drop down and choose the Unity installer. So I'll go ahead and click that and it will start downloading the installer. This comes down relatively quickly because it's a pretty small exe application that basically will walk me through the process of downloading and installing the additional components of Unity that I want to actually have in my installation. So let me go ahead and select this down here and open that Unity Download Assistant. And yes, I will run it. And I'll go ahead and close my browser window behind here and then walk through this Download Assistant. Go ahead and accept the terms of service. This is the most important step here. You select the various components that you want to install. So we always want to install Unity itself. This is the engine and the editor. We want to install the documentation. You'll want to install Microsoft Visual Studio. This is the editor that we use to edit scripts. And then after that, this is all of the different platforms that offer build support within Unity. So for purposes of the class, we want to have Mac build support. We want to have WebGL build support and Windows build support. So make sure Mac, WebGL, and Windows are selected. We're actually not going to do things related to Android or iOS and so forth in this class, so you don't need to select them. However, if you conceive that you might be doing iOS development or Android development, you definitely can select these. It'll just take longer to download, longer to install, and it'll take more disk space to have that version of Unity installed. You can always go back in the future and reinstall Unity with the components that you want. So for now, I'm just going to pick Unity documentation, Visual Studio, Mac build support, WebGL build support, and Windows build support, and click Next. Now, by default, when Unity installs, it'll install in the C drive and program files in a folder called Unity. Now, you actually can have multiple versions of Unity installed, but the Unity installer will typically default to installing it in the Unity folder, and if you already had something there, it's going to overwrite it. So I always like to change the name of the folder to correspond with the version of Unity that I'm installing. So down here under the Unity install folder, I'll change it from just Unity to Unity 2018.2.5 in my case. You should have it correspond to whatever version of Unity you're actually installing. Then I'll go ahead and click Next, and I'll accept the terms of service for Visual Studio. Click Next. And now it'll go through the process of downloading those various components and then installing those various components. This process will take some time depending on the speed of your internet and the speed of your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this to get to the end of the installation. Okay, the installation process is complete. So let me go ahead and click Finish. And Unity installed. Right here on my desktop, I have a shortcut to Unity, the version of Unity I installed, which was 2018.2.5. Under the Windows menu as well, I can scroll down to U and see I actually have multiple versions of Unity installed because I had previously installed 2017.3 on this computer. So let's go ahead and start up the version of Unity that we installed. And the first time that you open up Unity, it's going to ask you to sign in with your Unity ID. If you don't already have one, you can click the Create One option here. So I'll go ahead and do that. And to create a Unity ID, you just need to specify an email, password, username, full name, and then agree to the terms of service. The Unity ID is useful for connecting to the Unity community, for downloading assets from the Unity Asset Store, which we'll do so in a few moments, and for using Unity Teams. I already have a Unity ID, and once you get yours created, you can go back to the sign in page and sign in with your email and password. And then click sign in. This will open up the project wizard, and from here under my account, you can see that I'm signed in. Of course, you could sign out as well and re-sign in with a different account. You can go and manage your account and things like that from this menu. The project wizard itself is where you can start a new project. You can open up an existing project. You can pick projects that have previously been opened on disk or in the cloud if you're connected to the Unity cloud. Or there's a Learn tab as well that has some simple kind of training videos that you can check out. But we'll stay on the Projects tab most often. So to get started here in Unity, we're going to go ahead and click New to create a new project. And let's name this project the Standard Assets Example Project. And we're going to use this in the upcoming videos, so I recommend that you follow along. We need to pick a location of where we want to save this. So I'm going to save it on the C drive. In users, public, and I'm going to create a new folder called Unity Projects. And then, save all of my projects in that Unity Projects folder. So I'll go ahead and select that. And everything else is okay. So let me go ahead and click Create Project. And Unity will go through the process of setting up that new project and then reopening it in the Unity editor. Okay, our new project is opened. To populate our new project, we're going to get the standard assets package created by Unity Technologies. This includes several nice examples for us to use while we explore Unity. So to get the standard assets, let's go to Window and scroll down to General and then select the Asset Store. The Asset Store is an online store where you can find free or for-pay game assets for your projects, such as artwork, sounds, scripts, and complete game examples. So here in the Asset Store tab, let's go ahead and search for standard assets. And you can see the top choice here is standard assets by Unity Technologies. That's what we want. So let me go ahead and select that. And the page will come up that describes what the standard assets is. You can read through it, you can read reviews and that sort of thing. And I've already downloaded this, so you can see that I've downloaded it. If you have not downloaded it yet, which I suspect you have not, there'll be a download option here. So you can see this asset is free, doesn't cost money, so you can go ahead and click download, which will download it to your computer. And once it's downloaded, then go ahead and click the import button. So I'm going to go ahead and click import now, since I've already downloaded it. And Unity will open up a import Unity package option. It'll let me select through the checkboxes which of the assets that I want to bring into my project. For purposes of example, I want to bring in everything, so I'll click the all option here and then click import. And then it will go through the process of actually importing those assets. And I'll go ahead and fast forward this. Okay, we now have our standard assets example project set up, which we'll use in the next lecture. So in the next video, we'll begin to examine the Unity 3D editor using the example project that comes with Unity.